Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we have another team that has been eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Arizona Coyotes are the next team to officially, mathematically be eliminated from the playoff picture. It hasn't been a great year in Arizona, as we all expected, but we're going to take a look at what happened, what went wrong for the Coyotes this season, what the future looks like for the Coyotes. We're going to go over all of that today. So let's start off with this season that has been for the Coyotes. It's been a rough stretch for this team. It's gotten to the point with their loss the other day to the Oilers, officially, mathematically impossible for them to make the playoffs. And I think most Coyotes fans expected that. Moving into the Central Division, which has been a strong division, in fact, and it's a pretty difficult division to be playing in. But officially, with Vegas winning a couple of games here and there, and just where they sit, they will not make the playoffs. Like I said, their first season in the Central Division, they moved divisions from Seattle. When they came into the league, they took their spot in the Pacific Division. A lot of people have had their thoughts about what that means for the organization moving forward. Is that the possibility of them moving in the Central so they could be in the same division as Dallas in the event that they move to Houston? That's all on the table, and that's something that's always going to be discussed. But you knew going into this season, you're going into a division with teams that want to win now. You're looking at Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis, Nashville, Dallas. That's a pretty tough spot right there. That's a lot of teams competing ahead of them that are just better. And, as bad as Chicago's been this year, they're still one of those teams that was hoping to make the playoffs this year too. So you're just looking at it wasn't going to be a good spot for the Coyotes. They were not in the position to succeed. You look at their record, as of this point, it's actually dead last in the NHL. 21 wins, 41 losses, and 5 overtime and shootout losses. That's 47 points on the season for the Coyotes. They have the worst plus-minus in the NHL, a minus 69. Absolutely, it's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, it's been a bad season in Arizona. You look at some other things that have been an issue for this team. Man games lost has been an issue for the Coyotes. 350 man games lost this season. That's in the top 10 of the NHL statistics this year. So they've had problems there as well. Again, you have to remember some guys that you knew coming in would be on the LTIR, or guys that would be injured. Anton Strawman, Andrew Ladd, those types of players that they traded for in the offseason. The reason they were traded was because of their injury and health issues, and as a way to shed some salary. So that ended up kind of raising the Coyotes' number there. But that's something to consider. Not to mention Nick Schmaltz was injured for a lot of this season. Had he played a full season, we'd probably be talking about him in the Hart Trophy conversation. He's been that good on a really decrepit, bad Coyotes team. Goaltending, it's kind of been a carousel. They've had Scott Wedgwood in there. Even looking at what they had last season, just completely lifted everybody out of there, letting go of Darcy Kemper, Antti Ranta, the goalie that's in San Jose now. Like, they let go of a lot of guys. So now you've got Kirill Vejmelka kind of taking the crease. I'm sure they're going to look at other options in the offseason once again. But the Coyotes are just in a spot where you're kind of saying to yourself, like, you knew this was going to happen. You knew it was going to be a bad season. But there's promise here. Now, there is some bad news as well. Clayton Keller got stretchered off the other day. That obviously isn't going to help their case, but the season's over. And it kind of just is the epitome of what's been a rough, frustrating season in Arizona. Yet I guess the good thing is the expectations for this team weren't high to begin with, but I guess you would have liked to have seen a little bit more progress. The good thing is you do have a player like Shane Gostisbehere, who came over from Philly. He's actually had a pretty solid season. Nick Schmaltz, when he's been in the lineup, has been really impressive for this team. And Clayton Keller, obviously with before his injury issues, he's been a really good player as well. So again, there's things to be excited about. But obviously there is always that frustration when you're like, another season we haven't made the playoffs. Now you look at their situation, they've only made the playoffs once in the past 9 seasons. That is incredible. it's just really it's got to be frustrating for this team. And now they're going into their 10th season since they made the playoffs in 2020. They won their qualifying round and ended up getting smacked around in the first round of the regular playoffs, where they played the Avalanche, got beat in 5 games. If I'm sure my Coyotes fans out there remember that. So it's been a decade, and they've gotten to the playoffs once, and they got beat in 5 games in that series that they did play. So, like I said, I know Coyotes fans, they just shrug their head. They say another season, there's always next year. But man, there is some questions about this organization and this team, and hopefully things get a little bit better next year. That's all you could hope for, right? They have plenty of draft picks in the first 2 rounds of this year's draft, next year's draft. So we'll see how everything kind of compiles. And it looks like they're going in the right direction. Just a matter of time before we actually find out what the real product, real legit, the high-end potential of this organization is. Guys, always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.